morning. It's October 1st. It's time to plant the garlic. The garlic will establish itself and sit in the ground over winter, and then in January or whenever, February, whenever it starts getting warm again, it will begin to grow. So, it's a hardy plant and will winter over. Now, I've broken up this section of soil here. This has not typically been part of the garden in the past, and so this is all kind of new ground. It's just native dirt, mostly clay. Because it's clay, I'm going to sprinkle some amendments on it. First, sand. This is play sand, what you will put in a kid's sandbox. This will help provide a little bit more looseness to the soil. Next, nitrogen content. We're going to put some coffee grounds in here. These will decay, and by the time spring comes around, they will have been decayed and become nice nitrogen. Basically, what happens is the organisms that break down the coffee grounds rob nitrogen from the soil as they're doing that, but then as they die, they release the nitrogen back, so it becomes like slow release nitrogen. Bone meal. Garlic are a root crop, and as such needs plenty of calcium, so we're going to add a lot of this calcium by way of bone meal. And because this soil has not been amended with anything else, we're going to get biotone, organic fertilizer, and sprinkle this in. Make sure we get around all the tools that are parked here and get a good. Okay. Next thing we do is we work it in. This thing's called garden cloth. It's the best thing ever invented. Look at how well it just works all this stuff in. I have two kinds of garlic. This is a regular thin neck garlic. I went to the grocery store and I bought just a garlic bulb. It's an organic garlic bulb. So it has not been treated with anything that's going to hinder its growth. And what we're going to do is we're going to plant them 8 inches apart. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to plant a few more down here near the edge. See, we're going to make a, look at that side, and we're planting them. See, it's got a root end and a shoot end, and we put the shoot end up. So we'll go here and here and here and here and here and over here, I guess. Try to get enough in there. Now I've still got room here, so what I'm going to do is I've got some of my thick neck elephant garlic that just kind of grew as a volunteer right over here, and so I'm just going to fill in the rest of this bed with this stuff. Okay, let's see, here, a small one, here, and here. That's where it's going to be. Now we'll just go through and sink them all in down to my first knuckle. Just like that. I'll take a smaller one. That is a big plant. Let's get a smaller one. such a thing as this. There we go. Down, 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 down. Nailed. Down, down. We're done. Cover them all over. There we go. That's that. See you in the spring. Here's the garlic in mid-February. I had this area covered with leaves, but they seem to be moving this way. I have, of course, the volunteer thickneck garlic, which that one in particular looks like it's doing quite well. The chilly nights don't seem to be bothering the garlic much. They seem to be thriving in this weather. The regular garlic that I planted from the organic bulb is coming up quite well, although this one right here is not doing as well as I had hoped. Yeah, that's okay, variable results. And we have a few thick necks in the back that are doing okay as well. It is the 3rd of July, and this is what the garlics look like. We're having trouble with weeds, and so we've gone ahead and weeded these out. Nevertheless, you can see we're getting some really good garlic bulbs growing here. These are going to be a good crop of garlic here. And considered that this was all experimental, I am very happy with how this is going. This part of the garlic bed here was the part that I actually cultivated. I actually put garlic in here to grow. This part over here, these and this were just this is just the wild garlic that came back again from last year. So I'm happy to have them here. Now you'll notice the lower leaves on a lot of these garlics, the lowest leaf has died. Okay? So what I'm going to be looking for in the next few weeks is that each of these lower leaves is going to in turn be dying off. And when about half the leaves are dead, I can dig them up. Here we are back with the garlics. And as you can see, they're falling over and they're turning brown. And this one was kind of my talisman, or what? This was my indicator. I said when I saw 4 dead leaves on this, it would be time to dig them up. And there are 4 dead leaves. And so today we are going to dig up the garlics. All right, so check this out. Here is our first garlic. And check this, we got these little tiny cloves here. And you can see we also got a bunch of them scattered all around. But we also got a couple of these small garlics here. And again, it's got all these little cloves on them. I think I'm going to keep that one. Oops, missed. There's another one right there, and this one here is like stuck. Yeah, he's just stuck in here. He's right up against this old stump. Well, there he is. Yeah, see there's where the stump was kind of growing into the bulb. So this will probably be one of the first ones we use. But yeah, there's a good one. We lost the top to it, though. We'll put them in there. Just to give you an idea, this is my hand. Look at the size of this garlic. This was the one that I took the picture of with the 4 dead leaves. It is still standing here. And as I dig up these, I've been putting them in there. I've been working at this thing for a good 5 minutes trying to excavate around it. And I think at this point I can put my shovel down in here and just peel this thing out. So far I don't seem to have done any damage to it. And it's out. Oh, no wonder it was so hard getting out. There's a root. It had a root from this old tree tangled up right there. It goes right there. See that? Tangled up with its own roots. No wonder I had so much trouble getting it out. Well, it's out now. And let me bang some of this dirt off of the roots here. You can get a look at the majesty of this thing. Look at the size of that sucker. That is amazing. Well, alrighty then. Wow, that was a little tougher than I thought. And in 85-degree weather, sure. But we got them. I think we got them all. We got a can of cloves that we can plant in here again to get some more garlics next year. And we got this. Remember, this was just a big experiment. So I'm kind of happy how the experiment went. I don't know what 2020 has in store for the rest of the year, but if it's vampires, I'm ready. All right, so I've got the garlics laid out on my makeshift potting bench. I want to take a closer look. You see this one? You see how the skin hasn't formed very well and the cloves are exposed? That one should have been pulled up, I think, sooner. Because what we're really looking for is this. Tight clusters of skin on the cloves. The way you see when you buy a garlic in the grocery store. Of course, not much you can do about this one. This one never formed cloves. May use that one or put them back in the ground for next year. I'm not sure what we do with the small ones. Yeah, don't cut the roots off, and don't wash them. Just break up. Here's the monster right there. Look at that. He's got some, I call them garlic seeds. They're not really seeds, but you know what I mean. But all of these have formed cloves, pretty much. Garlic's final saga. So the garlic's been out here for about 3 weeks now, drying, and you can hear that it's very, 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 very papery and dry. And we've knocked the dirt off of the roots, and we are all then cutting. Bring the scissors around here to show you. Yes, we really are. We're cutting the roots off, and then we'll probably cut the neck off as well, because this few number of garlics. Remember, it was an experiment. I wasn't trying to get a lot of garlic. I'll go through and cut all the. I'll go through and cut all the roots off. And then I'll cut all the stalks off, and then I'll just put them in a net bag and hang them up in the garage, including that monster. And you can see right here, hiding in the root structure of this one, I found a couple more of these things, which I'm going to plant in the ground, and I've been told it might take 2 weeks to get those. Now remember, we did have one bulb that was damaged by the shovel. In fact, you can still see some of the damage right here on this clove. This is what cloves of elephant garlic look like. They're huge. But yeah, you can see one of them here still has some damage on it. And that was sitting here drying, and it did very nicely. But because of the damage, I took it apart, took the cloves apart, and I put them in this plastic bag, and we'll use these fairly quickly. There were some others that were damaged even more severely, and so I took those and basically scrubbed them down, got all the dirt off of the damaged parts, and then just put them in this jar. Classic pickles. Put them in this jar, and then poured oil over them, and I'm told they will keep just fine in there like that until I'm ready to use them. And they won't dry out. And I might actually have some garlic flavored oil out of it when I'm done. So there we are. The year's supply of garlic, big experiment, seems to be pretty successful. We're going to be planting again next year. So give me a thumbs up and like if you like this. Share it if you know somebody who wants to know how to grow garlic and see my travails. So subscribe if you want to see more videos. And I do more than just gardening, so see you around.